Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Think Global podcast. I'm your host, International Seth, and today we have a living legend coming on the show.
Yes,
We're over
sir.
here talking about travel and professional basketball overseas and any and every adjustments this man had to make. I'm talking about Mr. Get Buckets himself, Nate Johnson. What's up, Nate? Thank you for coming on the
Hey,
show,
what's
brother.
going on? Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving to you. What's going on with you, baby?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's good to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I really think that our audience can definitely benefit for some of your experiences, man. Because I know that
Yes, sir.
I won't give it all away, but we're gonna go through it on the interview, and let's just start it off. We have a segment on our show that's called World Call, and that's when we give our
Right.
guests about 10 seconds to name off some of the countries you've been to. All right. So, yeah, just some of them, just some of them. It don't got to be all of them. 'Cause
Okay,
I
I
know
got you.
somebody
I
like
got you.
you are going to have a long, long
Yes, sir.
little
Yes,
list,
sir. Absolutely.
So, but it's just
Absolutely.
interesting to see. Okay. So, we're going to put
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nate Johnson on the world call. Ready? Go.
Let's go. Italy, Turkey, France, Philippines, Korea, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, um, Kuwait, Qatar, um, maybe about 50 countries, man.
Yeah,
It's just
there it
like it's so
goes. There it
crazy.
goes.
Yeah.
That's a good 10 seconds, man. That's a good 10 seconds in. So for those of you who don't know, Nate, why don't you give them a little bit of brief background about your career? Because I know
Okay.
a lot of things associated with you is at Louisville University, being a
Okay.
product
Yes,
of the
sir.
Cardinals. But why don't you just show for a little bit from Louisville and then on to your stints
Okay.
overseas?
Well, after Louisville, didn't know if my basketball career was going to continue, so I just started just working hard, and then got an opportunity to go to LA veteran camp. Did that, and then my first job out was Turkey. Being from Camden, man, it was kind of crazy because even though I did travel, that level of traveling is kind of different, until you
Yeah,
see it yourself, you'll never
yeah,
know. And then from there, I just went in and just I made a promise to myself I was gonna go in and just always give everything I had. And I think the guys that I played with, maybe the coaches that I had played for, would let you know that, and just gave it a shot. And it was pretty good turnout. And man, the book is written from there, man.
yeah, man. You had a lot of success, man. How long did you actually play pro? Was it about 16, 17 years?
Yeah, it was 16 years. Actually, I played 14 years professionally overseas, and I did dedicate two of my years to the NBDL, which when that was the farm system that they have now for the NBA. So we were some of the first guys,
Yeah,
to stamp that mark right there, man, and to
yeah.
make it what it is today.
Definitely, man, pioneer. I mean, a lot of people. Your name rings large out here in the Middle East and what you did in Lebanon,
Yes,
and we'll get to that and everything. But so you mentioned like coming from your experiences back home in Jersey and then obviously in
yes.
Kentucky and stuff. So you land in Turkey, like what's going on? You're like, what you thinking, man? Like it tried to explain like the culture shock for somebody to how could you sum it up, man?
Big time culture shock. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because when you go, I mean, you by yourself.
yeah.
So now it's like eat or be eaten. Pretty much just to sum it up. It don't even have to be a long draw down conversation. Plus, at the time, I had a daughter as well. So my daughter was 4 years old at that time. So that's even extra motivation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yeah, pretty much, man. It's just to eat or be eaten, man. That
yeah,
beast mentality,
yeah,
pretty much, man.
yeah.
Really.
That's
I mean,
what's.
even go today. I have a 16-year-old son now, and I,
Uh-huh.
just trying to implement that into him as well. I mean, like your friends off the court, but once you get on that court, it's no more friends, man.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
over with.
Wow, wow, wow. So like, yeah, that's some really good advice. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man, it's
You know,
serious. Yeah, it's
that's
serious.
definitely the difference breaker is how bad do you really want it? You know, that's the
How
difference
bad
breaker.
do you want it? Like somebody had asked him the other day, a couple of days ago was his birthday, and someone had asked him, they said, how hard do you work? I said, do you work hard? Before you answer, I answer the question for him. Do you work hard or not hard enough? Period. And he said, not hard enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There's
now
always room.
you have some work to do.
Yeah,
Yeah. So now
yeah.
you have some work to do.
That's
Yeah.
a it's a process. It's a process.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
the adjustments
Absolutely.
that you had to make, like as far as like language and like food and stuff. Like, you know, would you willing to step out and be like, okay, I'm gonna go try this, or this looks interesting, or
I
you're
did.
like, yeah, okay, yeah. Talk about
I
that a
did.
little bit.
My first instance was like, I've never thought I would be here in this opportunity right now, coming from where we come from, because
Uh-huh.
it's a tough background. But, when I did go, you try to learn the languages, you're not going to speak fluently, but
Mhm.
the, the, the necessity, the words that you need to learn, you have
Yeah,
to learn. um,
yeah.
the things that you want to eat, you have to get
Yeah.
out and observe the city. Everywhere I went, I've just, when we were playing, when we first started, it wasn't all this camera stuff and all that. You had to go to the store and go buy you a camera and take pictures and all those. And I was fortunate enough that I do have some of those pictures. But you think about like just that time now and then how crazy would it have been, especially the success level as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't even know how successful that I really was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
yeah,
far as on that basketball court.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think, and you being the first person to come to me and to be able to tell that story and to go history to history, I think it's kind of like history, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but man, it's just like, I was always the type of guy to roll with the punches, man. To always have to survive and to make your way and to learn. And I did so much learning and growing, and I always thought I was a people person, so it kind of like fitted me perfectly.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Well, let's play another segment that I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. So we'll play like a little bit fast-paced questioning. All right. So you
All
think
right.
about some of the for just to start it off. So you named a whole bunch of countries in before, but which
hmm
ones have you actually played in?
all of them.
Okay,
I
so
played in
tell me. So
all
just
of them.
run off a list. I know it was your Italy, your Philippines,
Italy,
Korea.
Turkey, France, Philippines, Korea, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, um, where else? I mean, Russia, Greece,
Wow.
Bahrain,
Yeah.
Bulgaria,
Wow.
Yugoslavia. I
Wow.
mean, it's been amazing, man. I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing. I mean, and I know I'm leaving some of them out, and
Yeah.
all of them mean that much to me as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Okay, so
yeah.
out of all those countries, which one? I know this is gonna be a difficult question. I asked somebody this before, but which one do you think? Which league do you think was most competitive?
I would have to say the Italian league was
The
the most
Italian league.
competitive. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Okay.
To go there and to be, young in your career and to link up with such guys, Dante Jones, Dante Calabria, Tyson Wheeler, and
Mm.
I mean, and the nostalgia for me is I went there and then came back, got married, then went back and then win the Copa Cup and MVP after they already had great players there, and I was able to, what I mean? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it just it's a book, man. I'm trying to
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah. 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 They need to know all that. They need to know all
Yeah,
that.
it's a book,
Yeah.
man.
So, which
Absolutely.
out of which country had the best food?
I would have to say the Middle Eastern, that Mediterranean. I mean, it's nothing better than it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got and Korea has some good food because the variety that was there as well. But I'm talking about as far as well, Italy with the pizza and all
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
the best
But
pizza ever on earth. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I hear you. I hear you fresh out the from the scratch.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like you don't get
but
no better than that. But the
but
Middle Eastern, because the
Middle Eastern.
variety of it, you know what I mean? Like we already know Asia is the biggest population in the world, so you
Uh-huh.
have to think like as many Asian countries that it is, the togetherness with the food, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? So that
Uh-huh.
made it with the hummus and all that, and
Kebabs and yeah,
the kebabs and
yeah.
all the sandwiches you can
The
have.
grilled
Man,
chicken.
come on, man. Come
Yeah,
on. How you gonna go wrong, bro?
yeah.
Like the
Salads and all
lamb,
that. Yeah,
the salads. Come on, that's
yeah,
ridiculous, bro.
yeah, yeah,
The tabbouleh.
yeah.
That's really like that's what like really,
Yeah,
really like
yeah.
caught me into the culture with the food was the
Yes,
tabbouleh. You
sir.
know what
Yes,
I mean?
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
it's serious.
Okay. So we put that down. Okay, what the worst food? That was like you was there, you were like, oh man, I can't eat this stuff. Ah, I
I'm gonna
gotta
tell
go
you,
down and order a pizza or
Philippines,
Philippines.
Philippines,
Philippines.
because they eat birds with the
Yeah,
eggs. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like so
Lots of
they
stuff.
eat different things. I mean, like I'm not knocking their culture or
Yeah, yeah.
anything. I
It's
love. I
different.
mean, like one of the best times I ever had in my life, and I'm gonna tell you a quick story about
Yeah,
that.
tell
So
me, tell me.
we practiced outside all the time, and they used to always bring us lunch and all that. So they had some dough with some meat in it. They used to give me chicken and beef and all that all the time. So one time I ate it, and it was like, "Yo, what is it?" I was like, "Yo, what is that?" Kind of guy. He was like, "Did you like it?" I was like, "Yeah," and they was like, "Yo, that was dog." So
Woo!
I kind of flipped a little bit. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta tell somebody. That's something you can't put dog on your stick up, man. You gotta tell me that it's dog
Right.
before, bro.
you
Dog,
know,
you
you
know.
know, so I'm like, I'm regurgitating it back up,
Yeah.
and I'm like blacking out, like I'm about to whoop somebody. They was like, no, no, it's not dog. It's chicken. I was just messing with you, but I had to feel like the reason
Uh
why I reacted like that, they had to try to switch it and all that. But I'm gonna tell you, if
okay.
it was dog, it was pretty good,
Uh,
dog. Just a funny story, yo.
uh, all right, all
Facts,
right, all
yo.
right. Facts. Okay, okay. We're gonna hold it against you, man. We're gonna hold it against you.
Yeah, I appreciate
Okay.
that,
Which
yo.
country had the liveliest entertainment?
Middle East
Entertainment.
is it for me.
Yeah,
Middle
yeah.
East is it for
Really.
me.
So what you so
you know,
I
you know, I tell people all the time. They say, "Oh, you've been to all those countries. What is your favorite country?" So when I do tell them the Middle East, I mean, because they're a little shocked by it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, of course.
But I'm like, no, don't be shocked. All that, all all that fake news and all that. That's just what they want you to see,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And they want you to think that people are against you that are really not against you, the people that's giving out the false information.
yeah.
So when you go there, I mean, the most amazing time you'll ever have in your life, and I tell them, put it on your bucket list. Go to
Yeah.
Beirut, Lebanon,
Mm.
go to Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
go all those countries, they
Yeah.
popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
popping.
Okay.
So
So which country was not popping, was not cracking? You was like, man, this is
I,
like, ooh, I'd rather just, I gotta get out of here.
um I, I've I would have to say probably Turkey. I won't say that it ended up being the worst experience, but I would say Turkey because it was my first experience,
Uh-huh.
and you're not knowing a whole lot, but being though Turkey is a really hotbed for basketball
Mm-hmm.
and soccer and women's basketball team. We were all pretty close, and um so it ended up being I say I learned a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I learned
Okay.
a lot about the culture because everywhere I went, I wanted to learn the culture and learn the basic languages of every culture that I have went to. Not saying that I'm any good now because it has been a while since I
No, but your
spoken those
experience
languages,
though.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, just with the guys that the store, the owners of the stores here
Yeah.
that are Muslim that live in Dubai, and when I do speak that language to them, it kind
Mm-hmm.
of like it takes them back, you know, and
Yeah,
then they
yeah,
respect you, and then all your people go in, they respect you, treat you kindly,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
mean, the dude at the store, he told me, he said, that's just me dealing with people and knowing people, and he said, man, your family is the nicest family I've
Wow,
ever I've ever ran into, and I've been here 20 years. You know what
wow.
I mean? So it said a lot, you know, just for me being in that country and treating him nicely and with respect, which you get back from it.
Okay, that's
For
what's
real.
up, man. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Okay, last question with this one. Out of all the countries you played in and visited, which country could you see yourself potentially living in?
Either Beirut or Dubai, man.
Okay, so
You feel me?
you can permanently live over there, huh? Yeah.
Permanently live there and be
Okay,
good to go.
be good to go.
You know what I mean? Be
Okay.
good to go.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so these contracts will run about, 1 year. You'd be
Oh,
out there.
and my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Qatar too. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Qatar as
Shout out to
well.
Qatar. Shout out to Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Shout out
lot
to
of stuff.
Qatar, man.
A lot of stuff going
Like
on in Qatar. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like, but it would have to be somewhere in the Middle East. Absolutely, hands down.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
That's
Okay.
real, bro.
Yeah.
Straight
Okay.
up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about your so you run these 1 year stints, you go overseas, you handle your business, you compete, you know what I'm saying? You get your W's, get your titles, you compete overseas, and then you come home for like three,
Yes.
four
Yes.
months at a time. And you have a summer where you need to like kind of degress and then but still
Yes. Yes.
keep yourself motivated and in shape for the next round. How was it like making this transition from going over to Italy or going into Dubai or enjoying yourself in Lebanon and then coming back to the States in the summer? How did you navigate that?
It was tough. I'm not going to sit here and say, it's all glamorous, and it's tough because everybody don't make it overseas. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, because you go over there and you can't take the isolation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might go crazy. You don't play, like for me, I didn't play video games. So
Yeah.
most of my time was spent in the gym, or like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I had a fiance at the time and I had a daughter at the time. So,
Yeah.
a lot of time spent with them as well. So I mean, it was just like, it was kind of like I was the gym in the family, right? So
Yeah.
when I came home, it was always love. So it was
Mm-hmm.
always easy to get back and
Yeah.
to be able to refocus on, being
Yeah.
back here and, at the same time building relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, I never thought basketball would end.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, I was like, because I did it at and won so much, it was like, this is gonna last forever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it ain't gonna never end, but it did end, and and I was just so happy to to have built relationships with people
Mm.
and to be able to just still physically be able to play at a high level now, even being a older man and just
Yeah.
being able to be out there to show my son and these kids that it does work and dreams do come true, man. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mm-hmm. 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 Definitely.
Yep. No
Definitely.
matter what background you come from.
Yeah, yeah. So
You
let's
know?
talk about that a little bit. What you're into now? I know you're out there. You are in Louisville training kids. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, absolutely. My thing with training is, I mean, like it's real. Is this is how short it is because I've been through it,
Mm-hmm.
so I know.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is like put them in the worst situation possible. I don't know if it might be mentally for you,
Mm-hmm.
it might be physically for you, and
Mm-hmm.
my job is to be able to give you both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you put it all together, and when you go back to your high school team or your AAU, you already done been through the fire. You already been through it, so now you are able to pull a little bit more, and I mean that's just pretty much what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's not
Mm-hmm.
easy work.
It's not work.
I
There's
never
no way
said it's
around
going
it.
to be easy.
There's no way
Yeah,
around it. Yeah.
there's no way around this. It's not easy work. I mean,
Yeah.
like if you're not in the NBA, you play overseas. I
Mm.
mean, Or if you play in college, you are pretty much fighting for your job every day.
Yeah.
So why not go that extra mile? Why
Yeah.
not, lift a little bit more weights and go to school, get straight A's, and go to college and have the best time of your life and be able to, after that, you know, play professionally overseas or in the NBA if it's in your cards.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my guest is today with me, Mr. Nate Johnson, a 17-year-old professional basketball player with stints in Italy, Philippines, Japan, and all throughout the Middle East and in Europe. And he has some advice that we're discussing here for the future generation as far as dreams and future
Yes.
sustainability. So, if you had if there was an 18-year-old kids, because I'm looking at Lonzo Ball, not
Mm-hmm.
Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, with the
LaMelo.
success that he had and kind of bypassed the college ranks. And I saw somebody else, I'm kind of ignorant of his name. Was it Maurice Bagley, or with the Jay-Z? He's under Jay-Z's
Okay.
Rock Nation's
Marcus Bagley.
yes, yes, yes. He didn't go to college, did he?
Right. He went to Duke. I think he went to Duke for 1 year.
Okay.
No, hold on. I'm
There,
not for sure, but
yeah.
either Duke or he didn't go to school. But
Okay, there's
uh,
one
uh,
somebody that didn't go to school, bypass, and now he just got drafted in the lottery.
right.
Yeah. So there's
Hey,
different
here's
different means. So how would you what advice would you give to a, say, like a a college or a high school freshman or a high school senior?
um. First, since you brought up the ball guy,
Yeah,
right?
tell me. Let's talk.
So we would have to think he's a genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that because everybody, I mean, like serious basketball players or serious people about your jobs like that, we didn't laugh at it.
Yeah.
We
No.
our job is to sit back and wait
Yeah.
and to see how everything develops, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we sit back and wait and see how everything develops. He had a number 2 pick,
Yeah.
son, and a number 3 pick. He's no dummy. He's a
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah. No, that's
And then
spot
he
on.
goes on, and then he goes on and say, "Hey, y'all going to watch this Mike Tyson fight with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones.
Yeah.
I'll play Michael Jordan for no less than $2 million on pay-per-view live, right? 1-on-1.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Right? But see, and then to go back and and maybe who knows if it can happen or not?
Shit.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll
The way
see.
the,
Like
the
you
way the
said.
world is now, I mean,
Yeah.
like Michael Jordan's not that old. He's not that old.
Yeah.
But to go back to the ball and with his first mellow
Oh,
when he
let's
said,
let's just get something straight and just straight to the top. Jordan will wear wear
yeah,
that
of
cat
course,
out
yeah,
and just
but
out the
yeah,
gate.
we already
Yeah,
know
yeah,
it's the
yeah, yeah,
greatest of all time.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Okay.
It's the greatest of all
Yeah,
time. Like
yeah.
everybody will
Entertainment.
be
Yeah.
rooting against. Everybody
Watching.
will be
Yeah.
rooting against ball.
They'll sell.
Everyone.
Yeah. They'll
There's
sell
not no question
they'll
about
sell the viewer
it.
package. Yeah, they can get that one
yeah,
off. The
yeah.
reality
I
will
mean,
set in
but
quick.
like I mean, just to see ball do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
You
Give
know,
it up, man. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, just to anybody to ever challenge Michael Jordan like that, and he's done challenged Michael Jordan a long time ago. But guess what? Michael Jordan drafted his son. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah,
So
yeah. He
I
did.
mean, it says a lot. It says a
Yeah,
lot about what he's doing, what he have done for not just his kids, thousands of kids. You know what I mean?
for
And
real.
that is
Yep.
why the NBA are drafting his kids, because they see the work he put in with not only his kids, with the rest of the kids. And that was my point right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the LA drafted his son number 2, he said, we pulled up on him and we watching him run hills and how encouraging he was to every last one of the kids. So they knew they was going to draft his son at number 2 pick. I mean, it says a lot. You know what
Mm.
I mean?
Yeah.
So hats off to him, man. To these kids, man, if I wish I could take my kid out of high school right now and send him overseas to go make you some money
Yeah.
and sit on the bench and just learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and still working hard every day and
Yeah.
getting your high school diploma and all
Yeah.
that. Because we already know you can go back to school for what, $10,000 a year and get 2 semesters in. I
Yeah,
mean, this is
that's true.
easy.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It is not an issue anymore, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. Especially like
Facts, man.
the cat's all the way out the bag like that. Like school and going into
Yeah,
work is like it's just
yes.
changed. Like school is yeah, anyhow.
You,
Yeah.
like just like my son, he just turned 16 the other day. I mean, models. I mean, tall, handsome, intelligent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had my oldest daughter. She almost scored a perfect SAT score. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Could
Yeah.
have went to any school in the country. My
See?
son gets straight A's in all advanced classes, and my oldest daughter, she off doing her thing, getting checks from BET, and I mean that's what it's all about. This generation now, y'all have so much. I mean, like if like I tell my son and my kids all the time, if we were back in y'all day, we all be doctors
Mm-hmm.
and lawyers
Mm-hmm.
and like so. Y'all have to take advantage of it. Everything that you have out here, all the advantages. Please take care of. Please take it, grab it, and run with it.
All the
If
way. All
somebody
the
say
way.
I'm about to go out and smoke some weed or go get drunk, don't hang out with those people. If they're
Yeah.
not going to class and getting their schoolwork and stuff and not respecting their parents and their elders, don't hang out with those kids. They are
Mm-hmm.
the wrong kids for you. Period. I always say, I'm like my son. I said, I wonder why you don't go outside and play with the other kids. The craziest this world is today, I'm so glad he just sits in the house and be respectful and got his little girlfriend and do his schoolwork, get straight A's, and very respectful out in the community and to his
Mm.
parents and all that. I'm so thankful for that now because the influences. So
That's what's up,
I
man.
know
That's
that's all
what's up.
off topic, but
It's
it's
all good,
it's
man,
it's
but
from
it's
the
real.
heart
Yeah,
though. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. And somebody's gonna hear that, man, and take
Yeah,
it to heart, man.
straight
Somebody's
up.
gonna hear that and take it to heart. Shout out
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
your
yeah.
social
Absolutely,
media
man. It's to
and
heart.
so we can follow your little projects and what you got going on out there.
Okay, okay, yeah. We have the just foundation, the Brothers for Brothers. We are just a company that's growing, man. Like every day, we just putting work into it. It's called Brothers for Brothers 502 um, investment group. So
Are
it's
are
about 10 of us brothers, and we just trying to give out to the community. You can find us on Facebook, Brothers for Brothers, Instagram, and just giving back to the community, just trying to reach as many kids if they have dreams and aspirations of playing basketball, just trying to show them the easiest way to be able to score. You know what I mean? Just perfecting your craft and perfecting it to 100th degree, and then just adding different things every day, man.
fantastic,
Yep.
man. Great words of advice. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today has been Mr. Nate Johnson with some really, really good words for the youth today. Shout out to Brothers and Brothers 502. Make sure you look them up on social
Yes,
media,
absolutely.
Facebook and Instagram. And we'll check back in with you again sometime soon, Nate. Appreciate you
Okay,
coming on
yeah,
the
I
show, brother.
appreciate it. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, and I appreciate you for having me. And happy Thanksgivings, and just be safe out there. That's it.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, man. You be safe, my brother.
All right, thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace out, bro.